As a child, I want to watch soccer. I want to watch. I hardly watch the news.
Okay.
I like to watch creative things on TV.
What's up, friends? What's up, folks? What's up, Ghana? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the classroom edition of the Wedding Podcast right here in the studios of Afro Culture. It's themed the classroom edition because most of the classrooms you enter, it's either you see a marker being used on a formica surface, I should say, or when we were in primary school somewhere in 1990, 1980, we used the white chalk on a black surface. Am I giving you an idea? You're confused. But hey, we're being sponsored by the Celebrity Phones GH right here in Ghana. Even before I introduce my guest, this is someone who is an astute person. Very lanky, but a tall person. Very nice, but very calm. Someone we all look up to in the event space. I'm sure you're still not getting it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Whitechalk, the planner. But this time we go global. Brian is in the studio. What's up, bro?
Thank you. Thank you, Joy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
You're doing a good job.
Charlie, thank you very much, bro. Thank you.
I've seen it a couple of times, and I think it's a good production. I saw the one you did with Brenda because I think a lot of people mentioned me in the comment section.
Yeah.
That's where my attention was drawn. I think it's a good thing. Kudos to the guys behind.
Yeah. Shouts to the production team, the Afro Culture family. Right. This is very good. We're on it coming from someone like you. And we really appreciate, your nice words, your comments.
I mean, it's about time that we have something like this for our industry, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah. For our industry. So I think that it is a laudable idea, and I believe it will go far.
Yeah.
I believe it will go global.
We hope so. We're going global, just like you are, global already. But even before we start, right? You spoke about industry. Describe our industry with one word.
Tenacity.
Tenacity. Is that negative or positive?
Very positive.
Very positive. We are thriving, but we can do more. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my guest for this episode is Whitechalk, the global activist when it comes to weddings in Ghana here. So, Brian, do you remember the first time you held your first event?
I do.
When was that?
That was 11 years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah, 11 years ago, January 4th.
Wow.
Yeah, it dates back to when I wanted to express myself.
Okay.
I was working for a company, but I wasn't allowed to express myself. And I wanted to express myself.
Wow.
And I said to myself, of course, with the help of God and my family, it's about time that we express ourselves.
Wow.
And so Whitechalk began then, and it was a good wedding.
Wow.
The money was good. The money was good. The clients were happy. The production was solid.
Wow.
And then after we've done this for 11 years, and it's been good. It's been a very good journey.
Charlie, congratulations. 11 years is no joke.
Yeah.
It's so not a joke. So I'm going to date back with you. Have you always been a creative?
Yeah, I have always been a creative. I think so. Because I remember that as a child, I want to watch soccer. I want to watch. I hardly watch the news.
Okay.
I like to watch creative things on TV. It excited me.
Wow.
There was this particular program on Decor. They showed on Saturdays. It was a game show.
Yeah. On GTV.
On GTV,
Yeah.
sorry. It was a game show. I don't know if you remember. It was a game
Oh
show.
yeah, I do. I still remember.
And I liked it so much because then they exhibited a lot of characters, a lot of costumes,
Okay.
a lot of backdrops and sets, and it really excited me. There was something about it that really intrigued me.
Wow.
And so for me, that told that no, there's something that was in me,
Wow.
you know. And so I've always been a creative person. I've always liked beautiful things. I'll enter into a room or a space and my mind will go haywire.
Wow.
You know, my mind will start creating. Okay, what will I do different? Even as at that time, what will I do different? Okay, how will I position the couch?
Mm-hmm.
What will I do with the painting? What will I do with this wall hanging? So
Wow.
I think that, and I believe that I've always been a creative,
Wow.
human.
Because honestly, you dating this back, from that young beginning, it means you have always wanted to do this. But at what point did you tell yourself that I'm going into the wedding space? Even though like creative is a very big, circle, but then you decided to go into the wedding space.
So the truth of the matter is that I never knew I'd do weddings, and weddings never excited me really. I was just excited about events, productions.
Okay.
When I saw the stage mounted, the lights, the
Okay.
music, the trusses, those things excited me, not weddings.
Wow.
But then, I mean, of course, our path is different from what God carves for us.
That's true.
And so, when I was in college,
Okay.
I used to do like events. I used to
Oh,
do events for Shirley Frimpong
Shelly
Manson.
from Pomance,
Yeah,
yeah.
she taught me a lot. So when she premieres her movies at the National Theatre, our
Okay.
premieres on the various campuses, it was big. And so those
Oh,
are the kind of things that excited me, no weddings.
wow.
But after no, in the course of my national service,
Yeah.
I landed a job with an events company.
Okay.
Now, advertised for when they advertised, I didn't know they meant they wanted banquet, people who work for like it was like a banquet company.
Okay.
I didn't know that, so I applied and I got the job as a salesperson there then.
Okay.
And then I realized that no, this was not what I wanted to do because they did more of parties,
Oh,
conferences,
okay.
design and decor. But in some way, somehow, as I fall in love with things like that, you understand?
Hmm.
Because then we do things like that. We do weddings for some clients, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, this is exciting. And then I got fired after a couple of months. I got fired, and I landed another job.
Was the firing deliberate because he had
No,
wanted to go?
no. I wasn't serious then. I was a
Ah,
young guy, and I was earning some
yeah.
cool money, and
No, okay.
I was fired and landed another job with Crystal Park, East Legon.
Okay. Oh,
That
okay.
is where I fell in love with design and decor, because then my immediate boss, that's what she did. She
Okay.
did the floral arrangement, the design. I was operations manager, and I loved it. And I said, oh, I think this is quite interesting. This is something that I can look at. So after some time, I said, you know what, and even though I was the operations manager, I wasn't given the full room to operate. I mean, we'll go for meetings, we'll share ideas. My ideas were not never taken.
Yeah.
And I said, it's time for me to, come out and do what I like to do. And that was how I entered into the wedding scene.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really inspirational because when most of us get boxed into one corner, we become timid, we stay, and then we are not able to come out from our shelves to be very innovative, just like you are. There's white marker, black marker, red marker, blue marker. That's for the Montessori's. Why did you choose white chalk?
Okay, well, so that story also dates back 11 years ago when we started the company and we wanted a name for it. I come from a very spiritual background. My mom, very, so when we were doing this, she was praying and asking God and all that. One time I came back from town, and as at that time there was this little boy at home. He came back from school with a chalk and a slate. I know what a
A
slate
slate
is.
is,
No, no,
yeah,
no. He came
yeah.
back with a slate and a chalk, and he started scribbling. I started looking at him, and the name just dropped in my heart, white chalk. And I said, I think we're going to call it white chalk. Then I called some friends. What do you think of White Chalk as an event planning and design company? Some loved it, others didn't love it. And then I knew that was the name for the company, Whitechalk.
Huh.
Whitechalk the planner.
Because this is very catchy. Right?
Yeah.
Well, most of us out there know white chalk, white chalk, white chalk, white chalk. Because since it's event designing, it could be chalk floristry something something, but you chose white chalk, and then I think it speaks volume.
Yeah, it does. It does because so for me, the genesis of creativity for me
Yeah.
was using the chalk to scribble or to design. So I think that it just flows in. That okay for me. That was how I started design. Even though growing up, I hardly loved drawing. But then that was how I started to learn how to write and even draw. So for me, it just ties in perfectly.
Wow. Would you say because you are making big money or huge sums of money, you've actually changed from the planner to global because you want your big money outside world?
Well, that is not the point.
Okay.
But as people, we evolve.
Yeah.
Companies evolve.
Yeah.
Brands evolve. And when you start a company or a brand, I mean, you are young and sometimes you don't have a vision. You
Yeah.
just started
Yeah.
and all that. But as you grow, you learn better, you know better, and you advise accordingly. So for me, I've always believed that the brand White Chalk is not just going to be local. It has to it has to as in it has to expand. It has to go out of its boundary.
Yeah.
It has to grow big. And in fact there was one scripture I read some time ago that write the vision and look at the vision every day. You understand? And I believe in writing things down and saying things as you want to see them.
Yeah.
And it came to there was a time in my life that I became very bored with what we do in the industry. I thought, oh, it's the same thing every weekend or every weekday.
Yeah.
And it's boring. There was something that my heart was yearning for.
Yeah.
I wanted to expand. I wanted to go out of my comfort zone. And then something just told me, I don't think it's something, I think it was God, that you should change the name to White Chalk Global. And then I just changed it. That day, I just went on my Instagram page, just changed it.
You didn't even take time, maybe a week or two.
No, I just changed it. And that is how I operate. When I feel something so strong in my heart or I sense, I just do it. I don't ask so much questions.
Wow.
I just change to White Chalk Global. And as soon as I change it, everybody could see what happened next.
That's true. This question is very, very important to me. And I'm sure most of the vendors out there would also want your perspective about it. Who is an event stylist?
Great. So an event stylist, just like we have, let me use an example. We have a fashion designer
Okay.
and a tailor.
Okay.
Now, the fashion designer might not necessarily know how to tailor, cut patterns. The designer just designs maybe in books, on the computer,
Okay.
or on their tablet.
Yeah.
That is who an event stylist or an event designer might not necessarily be a decorator.
Okay.
The decorator puts the things together.
Okay.
The designer or the stylist will style it on maybe on this board, maybe on a slate, in a book, and then hand it over to the decorator to put it together. Do you understand? And in Ghana, we've got it so wrong that we mess it up. That someone can say, "Oh, I'm an event designer," when they mean an event decorator.
I'm a decorator.
Because what a lot of Ghanaians do is event
Decoration.
We hardly do designing. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of us do designing because we have the knowledge.
Yeah.
And so, but then there's a clear distinction between an event
Stylist.
So an event
decorator.
stylist is the same as an event designer, but it's not the same as an event decorator.
decorator.
But an event designer can be an event decorator. For instance, I am an event decorator and an event designer because I design on tablets
Okay.
and then I decorate.
Great.
Do you understand? Yeah.
Great. Great. So would you say we are bringing the old school into the new school, whereas we'd have to revolve or maybe elevate? And so we bring in the old school, which is the decorator part, into the new school that is conflicting this whole thing. Don't you think that's the problem?
Yeah, I think that, for instance, when most of us started, we didn't know it. When most of us started, we were not doing 3D presentation. I mean, there wasn't AI, there wasn't a designing part.
Yeah.
We just meet clients. Okay, what are your colors?
Great.
Red and yellow. Okay, what kind of chairs do you like? And then we just put them together without them knowing. But things have evolved now.
Yeah.
Now we do the mood board for the client. Now we do 3D presentations. Now we use AI to do the design and all that. You understand? So it's just it's good that as event people we learn
Yeah.
because that is what the world is becoming now. I mean, AI is taking over, I mean, in a fast pace, whereby now people can sit wherever they are. For instance, I can sit here, design a complete event, give it to a decorator in Lebanon, and then they will what execute it.
Oh,
You
okay.
understand? Yeah. I mean, in the international world, they even do more designing than decorating. You understand? So I think that most of us here do not understand, you know, we don't understand the
Yeah.
terrain so well, and so we miss it up. You
Great.
understand? We have not learned that. Um, is I mean, and it's even important. It's important to be a designer.
Designer.
Yeah, a designer. Because the thing is that if you are a designer as well, it makes your work easier. I can design, leave the country, give the design work to my team for them to
Execute it.
execute the job because they know it all. They have seen the
Yeah.
room. Okay,
Yeah.
we are using this table. We are using this kind of flower. This is how the ceiling installation should look like. Everything is on a computer or everything is on. Is in a book.
Yeah. Yeah. Supposing booking your services, who's the first person I have to talk to?
So I'm client. I do client service.
Yeah.
So I'm the first point of contact.
Yeah. I want to know the distinct difference between the stylist or designer or the decor person or a planner. So this is generic.
Good.
Imagine I'm booking someone who is an event person. Let me limit event person. Who do I talk to first, or who's the first point of
The
contact?
planner. I tell people or clients that the planner is like your God because the planner is the one who brings everyone together. The planner is the one who points you to the right direction. The planner is the one who helps with your budget. The planner is the one who says that no, I think that with your budget, this photographer will be good. With your budget, let's go with this designer. With your budget, let's use this food person. So your first point of contact shouldn't even be a decorator or a designer. It should be a planner because as a planner, the planner has um, the planner has a lot of vendors.
Yeah.
Know that okay, for this kind of job, I rather want to use maybe Decor Talk
Okay.
because of the ideas that you have. Or for this kind of job, I would like to use maybe Essence
Okay.
because of what we are looking at.
Great.
So a planner is the master of the game.
Don't you think when it happens that way, there are lots of conflicts of interest? Because just like you're saying, as professional as you are, you know whoever you contacted as a planner is giving you maybe white chalk first. Oh, he's good, he can execute it. But there are also planners who are looking for their own personal interest. And so they might even give you someone who will not be apt to the task. And when it happens like that, it makes it feel like I could have talked to maybe the decor person direct than the planner. What important role does the planner plays in a vendor's or maybe a client's event?
That should be a very bad planner then. The truth of the matter is that the planner is supposed to be as objective as possible. Obviously, sometimes as human, our human traits, will show up once in a while.
That's true.
Troy is my friend, so maybe
That's true.
naturally I'm
Yeah.
geared towards working with Troy.
That's true.
But then, as a very good planner, you need to give everybody a fair chance.
Yeah.
For starters. Secondly, even if Troy is my friend
Yeah.
and Troy is good,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah.
If Troy is my friend and Troy is a fantastic MC
Yeah.
and the budget is good, why not? If Troy is my friend and Troy will make my work easier and still deliver, why not?
Yeah.
Because this conversation has come,
It's come up, right?
come up over and over, and that planners have a sect they want to work with. Planners have a certain fraternity that they want to work with, and so forth and so on. And I tell people that that will never stop because we are, and weddings are very emotional.
Very true.
Emotions are attached to it.
Yes.
You understand? So if I have maybe a collection of friends who are fantastic vendors, and the clients come, and then they all fit the criteria,
Yeah.
and they will make my work easier. Why not? Secondly, these days there's the influence of social media.
That's
The
true.
client has seen it all.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's
and
true.
so if they want a particular vendor and that vendor is not so good, it's easier for them to find out.
That's true. Very true.
Even though social media can lie to us, but there are ways that you can find out if this vendor is really good or not.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think that a planner is supposed to be very fair.
Yeah.
A planner is supposed to be very objective. A planner should have a wide range of vendors that they work with.
Yeah.
A planner is supposed to be able to work with the client's budgets.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
There's a caveat.
Yes,
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay.
You understand? And so if all that is checked, I mean, it should work out.
It should work out. If there's one thing I can say when it comes to what you said, you were a typical example of this person can execute it. They should give it to this person. I'm very sorry, but I've monitored you, like over the years, and that's who you are. You thrive on perfection. You thrive on deliverance and how best whoever is going to work will deliver the job. But nonetheless, there are people out there who also feel I'm not getting the chance. Every time it's going one way and one way. And just like you said, we're humans, emotionally attached. And if the person is going to give you your value for money, why not? It comes back to the kind of, should I say, planners we have these days. I'm sure even if you're not on social media, there's word of mouth. People talk to you, you have friends. What do you think we are not doing right as industry people? Because these days, everyone wakes up and I'm a planner, I'm a decorator, and I'm this. And in the end, they mess up. And immediately they mess up, the first point of contact is event people are not serious. What are we not doing right?
Well, what are we not doing right? Okay, when I started Whitechalk, I was very passionate about it. I wanted to give good services. I wanted to do something different, and I loved what I did. You understand? I think that as a person or as a business owner, once you love what you do it well. If doing it well means that you have to school for it, you will. If doing it well means that you have to understudy, you will. If doing it very well means that you have to wait a bit longer to know it better before you venture, you will. Most people don't love what they do because, maybe it's quick money.
Yeah.
Because these days, that is what is in. Everybody's a planner.
Yeah.
Because, it's going to give me a lot of hype on social media.
Yeah.
So why not? You understand?
Yeah.
And so I think that most people, it might look as if they love what they do, but they really don't love
Every day
what
money.
they do.
Every day money.
Exactly. And it's the hype. You understand? And the hype
Yeah.
and the craze. So I think that it's high time those who really love the job do it.
Yeah.
If you really love, like for instance, you're an MC,
Yeah.
and if you feel that, or if you get a feedback that, Roy, we think that maybe you talk too fast,
Yeah.
or we think that you don't have the right vocabs.
Yeah.
What do you do there and there?
You learn on the job.
You learn on the job, or you find a school to go to.
That's true.
You understand?
That's
You
very
don't-
true.
Because there are people that have been spoken to, have been called back and advised,
Yeah.
who didn't take it well because they
Yeah.
felt that, what do you mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
People feel.
I think that people are not taking it seriously because they really don't love it. I mean that is It's a way to make quick money.
Quick money.
If Whitechalk is charging maybe $10,000
Yeah.
and somebody's willing to give me $1,000, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's something I can do on a Saturday.
That's true. That's
So
true.
people don't really laugh.
That's true. Are you expensive?
That's very relative. I knew you would ask this question. That's very relative. I tell people that beautiful things are expensive. Yeah, beautiful things are expensive, and if you want quality, you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And so, what do you mean by expensive? Sorry, what do you mean by expensive?
No, we did a system, we did street, we did hear things. Because honestly, if I give people the chance, even under this comment section, to tag 5 most expensive wedding, or maybe should I say designers or stylists in Ghana, obviously you're going to be there.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that a lot of times, but then I keep on telling people that the job we do is hard job,
Yeah, that's true.
and when it comes to design and decor, the materials we use are quite expensive. I mean, I work with a lot of young men and young women who are very smart. I need to pay them. I source things from abroad and home, which are expensive.
Yeah.
People might go to the shop and buy the cheapest of items to use.
That's true.
I would want to buy the most expensive to use because it makes the work look good.
That's true.
Obviously, you expect me to charge a certain amount.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And so it's neither here or there.
Yeah.
If you want something very good,
If you
want
pay.
something very beautiful and quality,
If I
you
pay.
need to bring the cash.
What's more difficult? Is it the designing or the decoration?
I think it is the decoration because you can design all you can.
Okay.
If you don't have the right elements,
Okay.
it will be difficult to execute it. So, for instance, you do all the design and you realize that we don't even have this kind of flowers in Ghana. The chandeliers we want to use is not in Ghana, or it will take us another maybe 30 days to get them. Maybe the kind of acrylic we want to use, we don't have it in the quality we want.
Yeah.
Sourcing the items can be very, 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 very difficult. And then also getting the right people to do it because sometimes they know how.
Yeah.
Because you can design an elaborate ceiling installation, but then how do you hang the flowers then? How do you create this pattern? How do you get this pendant light looking a certain way? So decoration is expensive.
Fixing it or breaking down, which is more difficult?
Fixing it, obviously. Fixing the place
Yeah.
is much more difficult.
Wow.
And because obviously you have finished the job. Creating is very, 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 very difficult. And as event people, as event designers, now it's not even about the big things anymore.
Yeah.
There are little details,
Yeah.
and the little details can give you headache.
Yeah.
The little details can give you the wahala. But then, as a lay person, you come and you think, this is beautiful, or it's done properly. But a good designer will come and be like, no, look at the shape, or look at the backdrop. No, look at the lighting. Because designing is not just putting things together. Decorating. It's not just putting things together. It's about creating an experience and an ambience. So that when you enter, the ceiling installation is in the right proportion. The backdrop is seating very well. The height is beautiful. The flora or the centerpieces is so high that when I sit down, I can see Troy. The candle is burning so much that it's not creating a lot of heat in the room. You have to take all that into consideration.
Wow. Wow. You are global now, right? Comparing our market to the international world, Do you think we are leveling up, or you think we are doing well, we can do better?
The truth of the matter is that we are doing a fantastic job. Ghana is doing a fantastic in terms of design and decor, but we are not authentic enough. Thing is that once you go into international market, all the big names are there. We have Sarah O from Nigeria, she's there. We have Nadia, she's there from Australia. We have George Hermosa, you know. I mean, they're all there. And most people copy their jobs. Most people look at their job and replicate it. So assuming I've done maybe three, I've copied three of Gideon's work. And I go to and I go to international,
Conference or
international stage.
Yeah.
And I'm there with Gideon, maybe sitting on the platform giving, a talk. And then my work is shown. And then maybe four of that job looks exactly like Gideon's work. And obviously, we could tell that you took it from Gideon. That is such an embarrassment. And so even though we are doing very good, let's try and be creative as we are. Let's create. That is why we are called creatives.
Wow.
But most of us do beautiful job, but it is not our job. It's someone's job that we have borrowed. At least of course, there's a saying that there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
I agree totally.
Yeah.
But then you can pick a section of that and add yours. You understand? So you can pick maybe Gideon's backdrop, maybe the center of the backdrop, and then maybe the side and side can be yours. Or you can pick maybe Kevin's scene installation, maybe a bit, maybe the color or the kind of flowers he used, and then infuse yours. That is a problem. We are doing a very good job, but most of the jobs we are doing are jobs that has been done by people from the international world. And so if you want to compete with them, because they look out for authentic, it has to be you. It has to be something that you can be proud of. Do you get it?
Yes.
That's the only problem. But then aside that,
we should be innovative enough to carve our own niche. Words of Brian the Whitechalk. Brian, I'm coming back to you with it. Which vendors are the most difficult vendors to work with?
Do you want me to mention names?
No, like sectors. Maybe ushering. Well, I know one made them see me for town. But I don't mind if you want to mention names. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think that there isn't something like there are vendors who are difficult to work with. It's a human thing. It's a character thing.
Yeah.
You understand? Once people are professionals and good at their job, they won't be that hard to work with. It's people who are not professionals and who have bad character traits. They are those who are very hard to work with. I hardly have had to work with very difficult vendors.
Okay.
I hardly, work with such people, But I think that there isn't anything like that. Difficult vendors.
Should a planner add the work of a decorator hand in hand?
If you can, why not? For instance, I'm a planner and I'm a decorator. But I started as a planner. And then as the years went by, I realized that, I'm good at it. I'm creative. I have a very good eye for picking very beautiful things. I can create. I can change an environment. I can create an experience. And so if you believe that you have the niche for it, why not? Also, as a planner, if you're interested in adding the designing job to what you do, you might not be the one to do it. You can hire somebody else.
Yeah.
You can hire maybe a creative, to be part of your team, because maybe you love decor, you love designing.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be the one to do it. You can hire somebody to do it. Just like we have like ghostwriters.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be the one to do it.
Yeah. As industry people, are we professional enough to attract investors? Because I've had conversations where people talk about people not being interested in what we do as wedding people.
Why not? I think, as I said before, I think Ghana is doing a very good job. You won't know it until you have gone out.
Yeah.
Because every time I've gone out and people have seen my job, they're like, wow, they're very excited.
Yeah.
How did you do this? And it's even more crazy if I show them the other jobs of people.
Yeah.
I think that we are doing a very good job, but just that, hey, can I mention the government of Ghana here?
I wouldn't mind. No. There's no if I say, but there's nothing
I
wrong with
think that
that.
the government is not supporting our industry well
Yeah.
enough.
I side with you on
Yeah, I
that.
think that because these are young guys and girls
Yeah.
who are creating
Yeah.
memorable experiences and who are changing the status quo
Yeah.
and who are giving people their dreams.
Yeah.
And so why can't we attract investors? We should be able, but then maybe the structures of our companies are not the best.
Yeah.
Most of us started as business people.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us started when we didn't know much about structures,
Yeah.
business, how to do it,
Yeah,
how to
that's
even
true.
put our books together because we're passionate about it.
Yeah.
But then as we go on in life,
Yeah.
as we become better, that is where then you know what I'm taking my business serious now. I have to do things right.
Yeah, that's true. My next question might sound controversial. I think one of our sisters sat in the same couch and then spoke about it. Should vendors be fed at event, or is it necessary or important to feed vendors at events?
I think that it depends on the client. For me as a planner, when I start the process of planning an event, I ask the client, "Do you want to feed your vendors?
Okay.
Yes or no?"
Oh.
When the client says yes, I want to feed them, we go with it. When the client says no, I think I've paid them, we go with it. But I've seen some contracts from some vendors where it states that you have to feed me and my crew
Okay.
as part of my package.
Great.
So we have some vendors. I know a very popular videographer
Great.
whose contract has it that you'd have to feed myself and my crew. And so if the client is unwilling to feed them, there's a charge that he
have to
charges
pay.
them. But it's not, because for me, I feel that you are there, even though it's a party, it's a wedding celebration, you are there to work.
Yeah.
And you have been paid
Yes.
to do the job.
Yes.
And so the whole thing of me seeing vendors, join the queue to go get their food, it doesn't sit well with me. But then if it has been discussed that you're supposed to be fed, why not? And even with that, I think that I don't think it's right for you to even join the queue. Have the food being brought to your quarters, wherever you are. And I reckon that most of these vendors who are fed, even they eat even before the reception starts. They're the first food to be fed before the reception starts.
Wow.
Because obviously the photographer you're working, you might go to it and miss a certain
Important
scene to be captured. Or the MC.
Yeah.
You think that you might be eating and then get choked.
Yeah,
And
that's
then you are the one who is, it's true, you're the one who is manning the whole
that's
evening or the
true.
whole day. What
That's
happens?
true. Wow.
You know.
Aside yourself, Whitechalk, which other vendor do you think matches up to what you do?
Well, so at Whitechalk, what we do is totally different from what others are doing. I always say that when it comes to design and decor, when you look at the jobs really, we realize that every other designer or decorator has a niche,
Okay.
has a way they are, towing. And we are also towing like a different lane.
Great.
And so I think that no name comes to mind now. But then there are other vendors who I feel that, these guys are creative like we are. The people that have said, these guys are creative like we are. Because
Okay.
when you look at our work is very creative. It's very robust because a man leads it.
Yeah.
So you can tell by the kind of things we do.
Yeah,
And it's
that's
very
true.
creative. We like to take ordinary things and turn them around. Rather than maybe going to buy chandeliers, light, and hang them. I rather want to create something else.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
So it shows in the job.
That's true. That's
You
true.
understand?
Have you ever worked on a project where a client felt disappointed?
Oh yes, 11 years in the business. I have.
And how do you normally take that?
So, um, well, before we do the job,
Yeah.
before we get down to the job, we have a conversation with the client.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, what are your expectations? And so we get full knowledge of what the client expects. But in a case where it doesn't go as planned, we compensate the client. And these things happens in our early years. It doesn't happen these days. But in our early
Okay.
years, when we were like I think 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it didn't happen. But these days, it doesn't happen. The client loves what we do. But I reckon a scene where the client entered and she totally lost it. She's like, "What have we done? This thing looks like a village setup."
You don't mean it.
Yeah, she went crazy. She went crazy. And for that particular job, I remember she didn't understand what she wanted. She said she wanted a
Wow.
rustic design and decor. And then when she comes and then sees that we have placed farm tables, you know, and farm tables are the kind of tables that you don't even throw
Yeah.
linens on them.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
got,
You
I
know.
mean, she was like, where are the table linens and all that? But then that also told me that she didn't understand fully what we're going to do. So we needed to work on that, our communication with clients. Make sure that you understand every little detail of what we are doing. So that on that day you will not come. That is why now these days the mood board, the 3D
Yeah.
presentations are very important. So clients see what they are getting before the day.
But have you had the opportunity to refund a client's money?
We don't refund. What we will do is that we will do an event for you again.
Oh,
I like
okay.
to give you I like to give you back the experience.
Oh,
So
marriage be one time.
no, so we've not done. I think that the only event that we would have to we had to refund or do an experience back for the client was like a birthday party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a birthday party. And even if the client is saying that, okay, you know what, I won't get married again. How do I get it back? You can get it for a friend. You can
Okay.
get it for a sibling. You can get it
Okay.
for whoever. For a certain amount of persons. We'll create a fantastic, design and decor for you.
Well, I think that's cool, right?
Yeah.
Better than refunded. Let's talk about professionalism. On a scale of 10, do you think we are professional enough? How would you rate us?
Ghanaians,
Yeah.
the event
Yeah,
industry.
yeah, the Ghanaian industry.
I think we are trying. As I said earlier, people started this job out of sheer passion
Yeah.
and excitement. They didn't go, and in Ghana, we didn't have like a formal school for design.
That's true.
These days that we've had schools,
That's
springing
true.
up here and there.
That's true.
You understand? So we didn't have like serious, schools for that.
Yeah.
And so I think that people are trying.
You did try.
You should know you start getting the business done in Ghana. This part of
It's not
the world
easy.
is not it's not
easy.
like child's play.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think that I won't give it a number. People are doing their
People are
best.
doing well.
People I know even people who have gone back to school, who are in school,
Yeah.
trying to know more. I know
Yeah.
even people who are taking a course here or the other.
Yeah.
And some people are traveling over the world, all over the world to know, experience, and become better people.
Yeah.
Some are reading books
Yeah, that's
and
true.
all that. So
You know.
we are doing our best.
It comes back to event lateness. How do you normally handle but caterers who are late for an event?
That comes down to the event planners wanting to work with certain vendors. That is the whole, chaos
Chaos,
about they don't want to work with me and they're always working with this person and this vendor and all that. I tell people that I think from the very beginning, let me mention Kwesi Pratt's name. Is it okay?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we don't mind. Yeah, that's
Kwesi
my
Pratt
brother.
is my very good friend. Now, I mean, we all grew up together, and we started business together. I mean, he had a company called White Crayon. And mine was White Chalk.
White
Yes,
crayon.
White Crayon also.
Alajo boy, you know
Yes,
go choose
yeah,
that about the
yeah,
white
something
crayon.
fun when we started. And so then I ventured into event planning. He
Okay.
ventured into MCing. I never used him because I told him that you're not good. I was like, Kwesi Pratt, I'm going somewhere, and I don't think that what you are doing matches what or the vision I have. So I never used him for a long time. We're in the same church, we're in the same, club.
Wow.
And we lived in the same vicinity. I was in Tesano and
Okay.
he was in Alajo.
Alajo, yeah.
We met often, share our dreams, but I never used to because I felt then that no, he wasn't he couldn't see my vision.
Like he didn't fit in your brand.
He didn't fit in my brand.
Yeah.
And I told him point blank, and guess what? Today's a fantastic MC.
Yeah.
And he always says that because of what I said, he said, no, why is Brian saying that? And people will ask, but Brian is your friend. How come he's not recommending you and all that?
Yeah.
And for me, when it comes to work, I don't play with that.
You don't play with
I don't
that.
really care. Let's put emotions aside.
You know, friends aside,
It's
business.
And today is fantastic. Today,
Yeah.
I call him and it's overly booked.
Yeah.
Because he said that he heard what I said,
Yeah.
and he worked on himself.
Yeah.
And so for me, you have to be at a certain power.
Okay.
I'm not saying that you won't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Just like what Brenda said.
Yeah.
I work with Brenda. She good at a certain area. I told him that,
Great.
Brenda, you did ABC there. I didn't
Yeah.
like. And she worked on it.
Wow.
You understand? And so people have become too emotional
About
and
it.
they think that, oh, and you don't like me, and you like to work with this person than me, and there are talks here and there. No, ask yourself, what am I not doing right? Why am I not always being called? Why is this vendor always being called? And the thing is that don't try to be like a particular brand
Be you.
or a vendor. No, don't do that. That's even worse. Be you. Carve your own
Niche.
niche.
Charlie, special shouts to my brother, Mr. Pratt. Charlie, I hear say these days you are overly booked. The money they come. You know, if me talk, it be Brian talk. Brian, before we wrap up here, we're of the view that we can do better. But you see, these days, we have influx of people joining the event industry, planner days, coordinator days here and there. Have you personally trained people or groomed people to do what you do?
So I had a school called Learn on the Job.
Learn on the
Learn
job.
on the job. So for mine, people come on the job to learn. So as we are decorating and designing, you are there with us, learning how we do what we do. But the thing is for you to learn the tricks and the basis of what we do. Then you can build on it. Yes, I've trained a number of people. I've given people a lot of opportunities. I've opened doors for thousands of people in the industry. So I mean, there are things that
And then you're impressed with what you do.
yes, I am. I am. There are people that I see their job. I'm like, oh wow, I am. But the thing is that I always tell them that don't try and do white chalk.
Yeah.
Be you. You understand? And most people love decor.
Yeah.
Most people love decor, but they can't do the job. There's a difference between loving something
And doing it.
So you can love the thing, but find somebody who is much more creative than you and then work with the person. You understand? Yeah.
It makes sense. These days, you're out there more. You say that you're in Dubai, South Africa, Malaysia, Australia, Papua New Guinea. What's happening out there?
I think that's why I said that Ghana is doing a very good job. When you go out, they realize that yo,
You get
I
exposed.
mean, people in our industry, the designers are doing good job. I mean, they are trying their best because out there they have much more than we have here, and we are able to use the little we have to create an experience. Out there is fantastic. You get to see a lot of things. You get to know a lot of things. You get to meet a lot of people, and you get to know more. You get to understand the international platform, and so I would love, I would love designers, planners once a while come out there and see how they do what they do and why they are good at what they do. Because people out there like to share, like to tell you uh, their secrets and their tricks. They are not hiding it.
Yeah.
You understand? And so
Yeah.
it's fun out there, I must say.
Do you prefer crowd weddings or maybe stagnant or destination weddings?
Destination weddings any day, any day.
My follow-up question will be why?
Because you know the whole thing about celebration. I mean, we say wedding
Celebration.
is to give people an experience.
Yeah.
What better experience it is for you to move people from their comfort zone
Yeah.
into another zone, and then have them, celebrate.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
For Accra, okay, we are having a celebration. Is the decor, is the music, is the food, is the what? Is the jamming, and then that is it.
Yeah.
But for a destination wedding, you're traveling into another country. It's a new environment. It's a new feeling. There's a new culture. That is an experience on its own before the celebration.
Wow.
You understand? And people think that, oh, it costs an arm and a leg, but it's finding the right planner. Because
Okay.
these days, obviously, as a destination wedding planner, you know you are you know a lot of places, you know a lot
Okay.
of venues. You're in tune with a lot of vendors all over the world.
Yeah.
And so don't be afraid
Wow.
to take the bold step and have a destination wedding or celebration.
Maybe the money, but we'll go find them do them. Do you believe in competitions in the industry?
There are competitions in the industry. I mean, there are competitions in every industry,
Yeah.
obviously. But then again, I've always been the believer of I mean, we are different people.
Yeah.
You realize that a vendor, or no, sorry, a client
Yeah.
will go for Troy because of something.
Yeah.
Maybe even because of his height. A client will go for another MC because of the way he smiles.
Yeah, that's
or the
true.
way he dances around.
Yeah,
You
that's
understand?
true. That's true.
Everybody or all people do not like the same thing.
Yeah.
That's what we should know.
Yeah.
Even though there are people who don't care. I mean they don't care.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people out there who
Yeah.
also want specials. They want things created to their taste.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's true.
So yeah, there's competition. I mean, there's serious competition, and competitions make us better people.
That's true.
Because if there's no competition, we'll all be laid back.
Yeah.
If people have not seen that, oh, okay, so maybe Whitechalk is doing a wedding in Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
maybe in South Africa.
Yeah.
They won't also push themselves to see, let me see if it's possible I can work there.
Yeah.
And then they push themselves and boom, it works.
Wow.
So competition, healthy competition.
A
is
healthy competition is good. On this show, Brian, there are trivial questions where I get to throw in two options for you to choose one.
I didn't see that in the other episodes.
Oh, they are in there.
Oh, really?
What you saw were the excerpts. When you watch the full video on YouTube.
I've seen the full.
Oh, really? Oh, we do. It's there.
Okay.
Don't worry. I won't pin you hard. I'll be nice to you. Destination or staple event? Which one do you go?
Destination. I've seen
Destinations. Yeah, you go for
that
that.
all day.
Great. MCs or DJs?
MCs.
MCs. Great. That's not bad. That's not. Set designers or decorators?
Decorators.
Decorators. Wow. I'm surprised though, but that's okay. Would you prefer? I don't want to be controversial. I'm just trying to be nice to you. Would you prefer relatively an expensive event or maybe a moderate if the client calls you?
Expensive.
Or moderate? There are times clients will call you and give you their budget and you might think, oh, it's okay, but not bad, but you can't work with it. And there are times clients will call you and give you a budget you think you can work with. Do you think relatively You
Oh,
go for that one or relationship.
Oh, everyone will go for a budget that allows them to work freely, to dream, wildly. So obviously, I'll go for a very huge budget.
Huge budget.
Yes, any day.
Photographers or videographers?
Videographers,
Ghana or Nigeria?
Ghana any day.
Fufu or banku?
I like fufu.
Wachi or rice?
Wache.
Boys or girls?
Girls.
Ladies and gentlemen, all too soon we've come to another exciting episode of the Wedding Podcast with my brother, Whitechalk, the global ambassador. He's representing us, all over across, and he's doing amazingly well. But here's one thing that he said that I love so much. We should all learn on the job, and we all need a story. A wise man once said, no guts, no glory. Until I come your way again, make sure you are watching us on YouTube, you're subscribing, you're following us, you're spreading the gospel. I'm seeing you very soon, and very, very soon. Peace out.